Namaskar, dear devotees and friends. This Wednesday, we'll be reading from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, page 941, and the Bengali page will be 1022. So, let us begin. Tavo kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhidiritam kalmashapaham Sravanamangalam Sri Madatatam Bhubi Grinanti E Bhurida Janaha. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is disclosing everything now. Those who have read the biography of Sri Ramakrishna, you know that he commented to Ma Sharadamani Devi, when you will see that I am living in Calcutta, eating in different houses, and myself telling about me, you should know that time has come for me to go back. So here we find Sri Ramakrishna, who never even said I, and never said anything about himself, always very humble and used to keep low profile. Now he is giving his wonderful visions, whatever experiences that he had. He is now narrating before his very close devotees, not of course, not to the public because they won't understand, very close devotees. Now last Wednesday we read, he was mentioning to Girish Ghosh, I am seeing many forms of God. Among them I find this one also. That means, he means to his own form. So when we worship the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, the picture that we are having, and we are so blessed that because of the modern and the British, they were there, so at least camera was there, modern camera, and they could capture exact that form of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. This is God, and he saw among many gods and goddesses that form too. So when we are worshipping, we are worshipping God. Sometimes some people, they make mistake. They think this is a great the sadhaka, like many other sadhakas. He is not. He was the God himself. He is God himself. So that God, he saw himself among the gods. Today we will be reading that description that the Master Masha noted, Monday, March 15, 1886. About 7 o'clock in the morning, Sri Ramakrishna felt a little better. He talked to the devotees, sometimes in a whisper, sometimes by signs. Narendra, Rakhal, Latu, Aim, Gopal, Gopal of Siti, and others were in the room. They sat speechless and looked grave, thinking of Master's suffering of the previous night. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna to the devotees, do you know what I see right now? I see that it is God himself who has become all these. Friends, think of the situation, the condition when Sri Ramakrishna, he is just talking with people, and he is mentioning, right now, as I am sitting before you, talking with you, I see these. The God himself has become all these. It seems to me that men and other living beings are made of leather, and that it is God himself who, dwelling inside the leather cases, moves the hand, the feet, the head. I had a similar vision once before when I saw houses, garden, roads, men, cattle, all made of one substance, and it was as if they were all made of wax. Now, this is exactly what the Veda reveals. Veda says everything is nothing but him. Him, you can say eat, because it is the Brahman, the consciousness. That is the Hindu belief. Hindu, they think that this is the way, the creation. Ishabashyam idam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat. That is the first line of the Isha Upanishad. And it means the same. Everything that we see is nothing but the divinity, the God. The God or the consciousness or the Atman or the Brahman, whatever we may call. It is that. Each and everything. In the Bhagavad Gita, we find Sri Krishna very directly, the Lord Krishna is mentioning, Yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha moi pashyati. He who sees me in everything and everything within me. Pashyati, that is the God dwelling in all being. And those are also living in God, because except God there was nothing. Whatever. In the another Upanishad we find a very poetical way it mentions tad srishtva. After creation, tadeva anupravishat. He entered into it. So how otherwise, how they will explain? It's a very subtle thing which cannot be reached through the sense organs. Eye cannot see, mind cannot reach there. Forget about touching the hand and all that. So obviously it is so subtle, it is everywhere. Now Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna disclosing as if it is nothing. And he said, do you know what I see right now? I see that it is God Himself who has become all these. You know, all of us we know, when we write God with capital G, it is that one supreme being. But we write God, the small letter. That means those who are develop the divine qualities, they are also called gods. It is God Himself, G capital, H capital. That means that supreme being, He is now in everything. It seems to me that men and other living beings are made of leather. In the Upanishad mentioned that like the wood, like other things. But here he says like the leather, and inside that the God is dwelling, and we are moving the hands, the feet, and everything that we do with the help of that Supreme. We cannot do anything but that. So this is a wonderful experience. What is the uniqueness of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna? At least he could say like this way. And that is why in one place he mentioned Ekankar Obhiggata, the realization of this place, that means he himself, Sri Ramakrishna, Ved Vedanta chadiye geche. It has gone beyond the knowledge that is there recorded in the Veda and Vedanta. And afterwards also those who have realized that is also Ved Vedanta. And sometimes people may say, oh, what is it? Veda is the last. What is Veda? Knowledge. Where from the knowledge came? Because those rishis, when they purified their mind, cleaned their mind, stilled their mind, all this came up, the knowledge automatically revealed over there, and they recorded, remembered, and they transmitted to other disciples like that. So that means experience. How can you say that experience stopped over there? The moment we say that it is the end of all the things, that means we are making it limited. It may be many, it may be different way. So when Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, it has gone beyond the knowledge of Veda Vedanta, a new thing. And how it is? When he is talking with people, sitting among them, he can see that consciousness. Not that he has to close his eyes, go in a secluded place, and then he will be having 11 time in and 12 time out. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. I'm laughing because nowadays all the different type of things comes in the as a smartphone. Then I found that one person has gone to the doctor, and the doctor said, "What happened?" The doctor, when I get up in the morning, I feel suffocation. I don't get much oxygen. When do you get up? Well, 8 o'clock. Oh my God. You should get up early, at least, because all the disciples of the Ramdev Baba, they get up at 4 o'clock and take all the oxygen. That's a funny way. So, because they already have taken all the oxygen, exhausted, so no. So you have to get up early and then. So this is the funny way they say. That is okay. And Indians are always they love this the fun in that way. They respect people. At the same time, I love my father, but I have some fun with them also. So this is the way it says. And now Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is mentioning, look at it, how it is possible. Each and every one, our hands and are moving, and just imagine the experience, how it will be. Is it not thrilling? We can see each and everything that is living with the help of the consciousness. And what will happen then? No attachment at all. No aversion and no attraction, no attachment, just Shakshi, just witness. Because I know all these things are automatically happening. So that is the way they always say, Shakshi Bhava. What is the goal? To become witness. That's why Jagannatha conception is a witness. He has two big eyes, but no eyelid. Only constantly looking at the things that is happening. Shakshi. They don't do anything. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna saw everything is happening like that. I see that it is God Himself who has become the block, the execution, and the victim for the sacrifice. Do we read this in the last time also? Each and everything is God. Now, we have to be practical also. That is why the Shankara says, when the truth is there, absolute truth, and at the same time, in your level, what you see, what you understand, that is also truth. So you have to start from there itself. Just you read something and take it in the mind, oh, I am not a killer, I don't do anything, I am a witness, so go and kill many people. Nainam chindanti shastrani nainam dhati pa. You're a mad person. Now that won't do. So you have to understand it. The moment you understand that, you will never do anything wrong. That is the thing. Yes, you are completely free. Even if you are killing people, nothing will happen. But you won't do that. You won't be able to do that. Why? Because you are that. Whom you are killing, there is no enemy. You are that. So there is nothing wrong they will do. After their realization, they can do nothing wrong. Because they see everything. But when they are explaining to us who are not in that level and far below, so they say, you know what? The executor who is going to slaughter and the animal which is there to be slaughtered and the iron, that block on which it will be there, everything that God. Expression is less, otherwise everything is consciousness. This is really, really difficult for millions of people to understand. Very difficult. Even the block on which the animal will be sacrificed, the same. The person who is going to sacrifice, the same. If you have noticed, if you go to Ramakrishna mission or when the monks, they are eating, they say, Brahmarpanam Brahma Havi, Brahmagno Brahmana Hutam, is from the Bhagavad Gita. That is the Vedanta. The food and the eater, the person who is eating, and the hand or the spoon that he is using for that, everything is nothing but Brahman. Those who don't have any idea of Vedanta, they will laugh. Oh, what is it? How that can be? But it is true. As he describes this staggering experience in which he realized the identity of all within the one being, he is overwhelmed with emotion and exclaim, "Ah, what a vision!" Now, what a vision, he says. That means for him, everything is like this, and naturally he is enjoying. Then sometimes, those who are practicing meditation for a long period of time, sometimes they will see that they are merging with the object of meditation. Suppose I meditate on Shiva. I try to see the Lord Shiva sitting within my heart on a beautiful flower, and slowly I merge with my idol, and there remains nothing but the existence of joy, happiness, maybe for a second. But that experience is so much, he don't like to give that up. Again and again he wants to experience that. Why? Because reaching the original, reaching to the root is the source of happiness, source of joy. And it is so much so, no one wants to give that up. So that is the reason why many, of course, millions of people, they don't care about meditation. And some, those who are trying, a very handful, and that also, they are not getting proper meditation. Blessed that those who really experience that meditation, they remain in silence and in joy. Why? Because that is the source. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is in that condition. He is talking to the people. He can see them at the same time he see the original, actual thing. So naturally, staggering experience. Master Masha explained in that way. Immediately Sri Ramakrishna goes into samadhi. You will never find anyone like this. He goes into samadhi without any effort, because he is living in that plane constantly, sometimes coming down. Sometimes what happened when the teachers, they are just the primary level or the just kindergarten teachers, they are qualified teachers, but behaving like the child. They will be talking with that doll and then playing with the doll and behaving like the children. So, but suddenly some phone call comes, immediately he or she goes into that original mood, because he is a grown-up person. So obviously, what happened, what is this, and then he will be giving, so he goes to that mood, actual, his original, her original mood, but then again comes down to the level of that small little kid with whom he or she is sitting, and then through the game, through the play, teaching them. So it is like that. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna sitting before us, sitting before the devotees who are just new, they don't know anything. So he is bringing the level down, talking with them, how are you, I am not fine, like this. At the same time it goes to the mind, because he knows where he belongs. So this same way, immediately it goes. So when you think, oh, samadhi, this is really very difficult, how now and then he can go into samadhi. For samadhi, you have to sit in a posture, and then you have to breathe like this, control like that. Not necessary, because it has become so natural and normal, it is nothing like that. Presently, the master regained partial consciousness of the world and says, now I have no pain at all. I am my old self again. What is the old self? The happiness, the joy, no pain at all. When the mind is attached with the body, and naturally in the body there is the pain, and that reflects in the mind, and all my sense organs are recording that and taking it to the mind, and I feel in the mind, oh, it is a pain. And suppose my mind is somewhere else, we will never find any pain. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is mentioning that because his mind has gone to much, much higher plane where it is only happiness, only joy. So he said, now I have no pain at all. I am my old self again. And as if he is that Ramakrishna, that people used to come, used to talk. It may be like that, but at the same time, old self means the God, the Supreme Being who is everywhere. That self is again. The devotees are amazed to watch this state of Master, beyond pleasure and pain, well and woe. Beyond pleasure and pain. We all read in the scripture, going beyond the pleasure and pain, but it is so difficult. In the Bhagavata and the Uddhava Krishna Samvada, Krishna Uddhava Samvada, and naturally the Bhagavan Krishna is slowly giving all the advices to the Uddhava and taking him to that height where he says, never ever take all the pain of the body. Suppose some people come and they are spitting on your body and using abusive words, sometimes beating your body, don't feel anything. After that, Uddhava said, it must be, this is a very great advice, but sir, it is really difficult. Man like Uddhava says, so I don't have any doubt that it is really the great practice when the people are coming and peeing on us and the spitting on us, abusive languages and beating, and even the throwing trashes on you, you should not be doing anything. Your mind should be calm. There's a description in the Bhagavata, oh my God, impossible. And the man like Uddhava also said, sir, I can understand, this is a great advice, but I don't think I will be able to do it. Then the Lord Krishna said, I know this is very, very difficult, really difficult. When it is possible? When your mind is not attached to the body, like the dead body. Suppose the dead body is lying over there, people are throwing the trashes and spitting, and nothing happens. So while living, if you can think that this is not my body, then it is possible. That is exactly when a person is meditating or in the higher stage, its mind goes out somewhere, they don't understand. This thing happened. So each and every advices that we read in the Upanishad, in the Bhagavata and other scripture, we find the same thing in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna was meditating in the Jan Bajar house of the landlord, Mathur Babu, and Rani Rashmani. Still that house is there. It's a huge house, palace we can say. So in one of the rooms in a corner he was sitting and meditating. His meditation means samadhi. So when he was in that condition, then another person was there. You know that mostly some people who are there and doing the little bit of worship in the deities and the family deities, and then try to make a good relation with the landlords so that they will give it extra money and all. They don't love God. For them, that processes, worshipping God and showing light to God and chanting only to earn money. They don't have the love for God. And whatever they are chanting and they are explaining, they don't believe also. If they, then they will never do it. Next day they will leave. Whom I am going to, a rich man, to make him happy so that I will get some money? They will immediately leave that and go. So when they are there and now Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he never cares for the rich man, but the rich man is caring him. So they like to take him to their houses, they like to feed him, they like to. And he was there in that house and he was sitting and meditating. He was in Samadhi. This person was carrying some charcoal and lighted charcoals for something. And he saw this Ramakrishna is sitting over there and he was angry with him. Like the competition, he thought, why my landlord, our this boss, should be so happy with him. Now he's all alone, no one around. So he thought I should go and place that lighted charcoal on him. And can you imagine how ruthless and cruel these people? The lighted charcoal he placed on the shoulder. Oh, you are meditating? Acha, now you meditate. He thought the moment the lighted charcoal will be touched his body, he will jump up. And he left over there. Immediately it burned the body and started going in the flesh. And Sri Ramakrishna was unaware of it. He never cared about that. The burning charcoal was going inside the body. Can you imagine? If it comes near to the body, I think I will jump up. That they need not to put on my body. Before that, but it was placed on his shoulder and the charcoal was going inside. That flesh burning smell, naturally people from outside then, they went, where something is happening. The flesh burning smell, that you know that is terrible. They came running and found that is there. And immediately they rescued and the doctors and then all those things. But Sri Ramakrishna never mentioned about the person, who did it. Because much afterwards, when the landlord was no more, he said, I never mentioned it to the Mathur Babu because he would be so angry, maybe he will cut his head. So that is why we call him God. Shama. Can you imagine this way of Shama, forgiveness? A person, you wanted to burn him and so much of pain that he got, but still he never ever mentioned that name and never created any problem for him. That is the reason Sri Ramakrishna is God. And that priest, we only know one person, that's all, and nothing else. So who is God? The forbearance. And how he could do it? Because he was not having body consciousness. It's not a joke. Some people not knowing anything about Sri Ramakrishna, when they sometimes comment, so I don't know, they are commenting against the Lord, the God, and their narrow-mindedness, with bad karma that they are mentioning, having. One should not do that. So Sri Ramakrishna is God himself. Here we find that Sri Ramakrishna looks at the devotees and his love for them wells up in 1,000 streams. Love for devotee. And that is why the God, they take the form. Bhaktanam anukampartham brahmana rupa kalpana. The Brahman, who is all pervasive, it takes the form as a kalpana. Kalpana means that imagine. It is not real form, just imagine. And what happens? This kalpana, this here, he is mentioning in this way, as if Sri Ramakrishna is that. Kalpana, it is not the real body. It is not the real. But of course he was real there. The Ramakrishna is love. But why they take this form? Love. So when we talk about God, a God realization, what actually happens after the God realization? That person who has realized the God become full of love, Love, and nothing else. Then it remains no distinction. The moment the distinction is there, this is my group, that is their group, okay, he has not achieved the ultimate goal. Maybe, yes, in the ladder, a few steps he has gone up, that much. But to the reaching to the summit means complete. It becomes complete, full of love and nothing else. So unselfishness is God. When Swami Vivekananda says unselfishness is God, do you think he's just making the statement? No, that is the realization. And we talk about God, we fight in God and all these things. We do not know what God is actually, none of us. So that's why we are fighting, that's why you are criticizing, that's why you are burning and hurting others in the name of religion. We do not know God is nothing but unselfishness. So not in the name of God, you fight because that is there in the nature. People won't be able to stop fighting. Let them be. You cannot take it out, it is in the nature, so obviously, but not in the name of God, because God is unselfishness. And those who are really sincere to know about God, to realize God, to transform their life into the divine, they must know the goal, and the goal is unselfishness, which is expressed through love, love for every being, all being. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is looking to the devotees like a mother showing her tenderness to her children. He touches the faces and chin to Rakhal and Narendra. You know, in our country, the mothers, they touch the chin, and by that way, they show their affection and love. And the kisses, in the Western countries, they do the kisses, but in our Eastern countries, they never do that. When someone has grown up, the girl or a boy, they'll be touching their chin, the father or the mother, mostly mothers, and then they will kiss their own finger by showing that the I love you or the expression of love. So that is the way they do. Sri Ramakrishna, now he is full of love, so like a mother, he is touching the chins of Rakhal, Narendra, and those who are sitting before him. So wonderful expression, the Master Mahashaya, he observed everything, and just as if he is taking the photograph, as they taken the photo in the camera, in the pen he is drawing that picture. A few minutes later he says to M is Master Mahashaya, if the body were to be preserved a few days more, many people would have their spirituality awakened. If that body, Sri Ramakrishna's body, were preserved, why we try to save the holy people? Not for them, for us. The holy people, they don't take care of their bodies. They are completely dedicated to their goal, to their ideology, and slowly, they don't take care of the body. Naturally, some problem comes. It is the devotees, they take care so that he survives. Why? Because his living is beneficial, spiritually beneficial for the others. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is mentioning in this way that he is mentioning to the aim. If the body were to be preserved a few days more, many people would have their spirituality awakened. When they are coming and seeing Sri Ramakrishna, spirituality awakens. You know, in this, we are in Chicago Vedanta Society, Omar Glen. Here, the Swamis and the devotees, whenever they come, they always go to the shrine, they sit over there, they pray, and they meditate, taking the name of God and praying to the God and looking at the God and regular morning and evening puja, nothing else is there. Not the dancing and the nothing there. So whatever the spirituality, little, the different type of devotees, different categories, grades, they are coming, at least they are praying sincerely, that changed the whole atmosphere. And sometimes some new people, they come without knowing much about it, and it is not, doesn't look like a temple, just a room. So they come and they see. But if they have a little practice, they really feel there is something. A few days before, a lady came and she was telling the Swamiji, I felt excellent. So many places I go, so many temples I visit. But the moment I entered into this shrine, I sat on the chair. We have, because the American European style, there is the chairs are there. So I sat on the chair and looked at the photo. I sat for 10-15 minutes. But the joy that I got, I never got it anywhere else. Why? Because it is there. When you go and pray, when you meditate, when you are taking the name of God, everything is there. And anyone coming in that, getting connection and getting that experience. That's why sometimes you will go highly decorated, very neat and clean temples, but you will feel, oh, that is good, very good, but not feeling of a temple. The feeling of a temple, feeling of God and the holiness, it is not there. Nice, like in a museum, very good, everything is so nicely kept over there. Other nice, that is okay. But that feeling of the spirituality is not there. Why? There is no people who are meditating, not praying, and they are not crying over there. No drop of love for God has fallen over there. It has not been sanctified. We must sprinkle the Ganga water, that will surely sanctify, but at the same time, when a devotee is crying for God, praying to God, that drops of that coming from the eyes, that is more pure than the Ganga water. Can you cry? Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said. Why? Because God loves that. Someone is crying for me. Obviously, the heart, that is the love of God, that pours over there, directly there it comes. And immediately the whole area becomes purified. Why tirtha? Why pilgrimage? What is that pilgrimage? This reason. God is everywhere. Of course, we can pray. But why then particular places? Because someone must have done a great austerity over there, practice spirituality. Dakshineshwar, can you imagine? Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna himself. Suppose you go to Belur Math, you will feel that. But if you go in a celebration, millions, thousands of people are there, a microphone, this, that is different. But if you go early in the morning or in the evening, when people are not there, you will feel that. If you really have the desire to know, you will. So that is always there. It never goes away. That is why the holy people that go over there, and for them, for their presence, that place become holy. Others who are those who are coming trying to be holy, they get the benefit. And that is called pilgrimage. So here we find this Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he mentioned, such is not the will of God. He says like this way, such is not the will of God. This time the body will not be preserved, lest finding me guileless and foolish, people should take advantage of me, and lest I, guileless and foolish as I am, should give away everything to everybody. In the Kali Yuga, you see, people are averse to meditation and japa. Averse to meditation and japa. If you are doing the japa, taking the holy name of God and concentrating on God, meditation, your mind goes to Satya Yuga. What is Satya Yuga? Satya Yuga is only this: know about God, and knowing that their life was fixed and focused on that. So even in the Kali Yuga, the moment we are meditating on God and taking the holy name of God, then obviously my mind is transported to Satya Yuga. Kali means exactly opposite. Constantly aware about the body physical comfort, and all those things. That is Kali. If you look around the people, they're all the time feeling like that. Even at the age of 80 also, they are feeling that, why? No, we need not to blame them. The influence of Kali. The kings are telling the lies, not caring about his own duty, and these people are also doing that. Everyone, Kali, because they're all influenced by that. They're unfortunate, but they are people. Not that each and every one, they are rotten. No, there are good people there, even in the Kali Yuga. At the time of Ramachandra, just Satya Yuga passed, there were bad people like Ravana, they were there, Rakshasas. And in the Kali Yuga also there are good people there. And good people like Sri Ramakrishna, this God himself. He is living with us. What we should do? Only reading from his holy book that has been recorded, a few days only. Master Moshe, hardly 2 or 3 years, 4 years, he came to Sri Ramakrishna. Then he thought, oh, good words, I should record. And he started writing that. And think about so many. And Master Moshe was not constantly with him. Sometimes, and particularly Saturday, Sunday, he used to come. When his school was closed, he used to come. Otherwise, but Sri Ramakrishna gave this to so many. But whatever we have got. And some are there recorded from the direct disciples also. Now, Rakhal means afterwards the great Swami Brahmananda, he said, and very tenderly, because Rakhal was like a child. Though he was 17, 18 years young man, he was like a child. Very tenderly, please speak to God that he may preserve your body some time more. Sri Ramakrishna, Master, that depends on God's will. he said, it is God's will. Now Narendra, Rakhal and Narendra, they are all both are friends. Then Narendra immediately commented, your will and God's will have become one. So Sri Ramakrishna was trying to say it is God's will. And Narendra said, now your will and God's will have become one. So if you wish, that will be sufficient. Sri Ramakrishna remains silent. He appears to be thinking about something. He didn't mention anything. Sri Ramakrishna to Narendra, Rakhal and others. And nothing will happen if I speak to God. When he was silent means he was talking with the manifestation of the divinity in the form of Ma Kali. The Sri Ramakrishna talked to Ma Kali. And then, friends, when we read, we just read. But we don't feel what is actually. When the Narendra said, you and God are one, so if you wish, can I have the desire to remain for some more days? Maybe he was asking Ma Kali, because Ma Kali is the doer, the action all through Mother, talked to her, and now he said, nothing will happen if I speak to God. Now I see that, and I and the Mother have become one. Now there is no separate existence as Sri Ramakrishna. That means Mother, who became Sri Ramakrishna, that period is over, part is over. Now go back to the original. For fear of her sister-in-law, Radha said to Krishna, "Please dwell in my heart." But when later on she became very eager for a vision of Krishna, so eager that her heart pined and panted for her beloved, he would not come out. He would not come out because already he has gone and become one. Now, friends, this also gives the doctrine of Vedanta. The truth of Vedanta is this: there is only one. And what is that? That consciousness. And the same consciousness as if wanted to have some drama. Eka bahushyamavi. Aham eka, I am alone, let me be many. The moment the thought crossed the mind of that Supreme Being, well, we cannot ask the question, why the thought came? No, that you cannot. It is there. The moment, then immediately all the creation started, began. How Brahma, that is the, not the Brahman, the Brahma, the creator, he was created. Now, responsibility was given on him, how the knowledge and power. And what Brahma did, meditated. And what he meditated? What was the creation before? And the before, whatever that was there, same thing he reproduced. Maybe in a little better way, that's all. Same thing he reproduced and nothing else. That this is the way it goes. Same thing. In the family, if you see, whatever way the grandfather used to sit, used to walk, you know that some of the families, they always, grandfather is like a hero, he is, and his son, someone will be behaving like that. If they are not, maybe grandson follow the steps of the grandfather. Just same way he is also dressing up, walking, talking. The people will say, oh my God, the shadow of the grandfather. So this all the time repeat. Creation is like this. Whatever it happened before, same thing. So Swami Vivekananda, he preferred to use the word not creation, but projection. When the projection means it was already there, and it was, the movie was made, it is in the film, then again you just roll it out and you see that. The same creation, it was there before, again and again happening. Satya Trita Daparkali, Satya Trita Daparkali, going on repeating. In the Bhagavata has given this many thousand years, this many thousand times of Satya Trita Daparkali. 1,000 times. Satya Yuga is the longest. Then the Treta Yuga, then Dwapar. Kali is the smallest. Even then, Kali is very intense. And they say in the Bhagavad, we are in the middle of the Kali, another 50%, maybe 48% there. Oh my God, what will happen? We do not know, but we don't like to be there. This is the way it is happening. And Sri Ramakrishna mentioned, now I see that I and the mother have become one. Sometimes some people, they ask, Sri Ramakrishna worship goddess Kali. Why you people in the Ramakrishna mission and the Vedanta societies have the Kali Mandir? You should worship Kali also, because Sri Ramakrishna worshipped Kali. Of course they are correct, but that is a point of view. But if you see these, when Sri Ramakrishna himself is Kali, then you won't talk like that. That is one idea that you are thinking. But much better, much higher. Who is Kali? Only that form? No. It is the divine action. And that action is manifesting through Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. He is the Parabrahma. He is also Parashakti. And he is this Jagat. Really, friend, If you don't believe, okay, no problem. But the thing is, I believe. This is Sri Ramakrishna, who is Parabrahma. That means that consciousness, in whom the thought came, I like to be many. And to become many, naturally you need the power. And that power they separated in the scripture as Parashakti. Para means the higher, Shakti means the power, highest power. And in that highest power, the Parashakti, that is also Sri Ramakrishna. And then what became, what transformed this Jagat? And what is this Jagat? Again Sri Ramakrishna. There is nothing but him. You may say everything is nothing but Brahman. I may say everything is nothing but Sri Ramakrishna. Nothing but Brahman, nothing but Sri Ramakrishna, but both are same. That is the consciousness. Why he took this form? That's why Swami Vivekananda said, Avatara Varishtaya. Don't think this is a narrow way he is mentioning. Every devotee, every disciple, they think his guru is the best. It is nothing like that. Swami Vivekananda never thought in that way. But when he mentioned that the Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarva dharma sarupine avatara varishtaya is the greatest among all the manifestations of God as incarnations, we can understand this. He is the combination of everything. And in one place, Swamiji mentioned, he is the best and the most perfect. Best and the perfect means he spoke for each and everyone. For each and everyone. Even those who are not believing the existence of God, is no problem. Someone came and told, I don't believe in God. But what will be your advice? You pray. How can I pray? I don't believe in God. Sri Ramakrishna said, you pray to God. I don't believe in God. How can I pray? You know what was the answer? He said, tell, oh God, I don't believe you. If you are there, then please listen to me. Can anyone will be so broad-minded? Immediately they will brush them aside. Oh, you are at go away, sinners. But Sri Ramakrishna never saw any sin in anyone. Afterwards, Swami Vivekananda, he was a very Puritan. Vivekananda in the beginning, very Puritan. Even when there is a theatre hall and other things, because the ladies and the people used to go, the drunkards, he used to go to the other side of the path, which side the theatre hall is there. He will never cross the theatre hall also. So Puritan Vivekananda. That Vivekananda, after the realization, he said, we are traveling from lower truth to higher truth, not from the wrong to right. No. Lower truth, that is also true. Those people, they are drinking or making other things, like to enjoy, like to be happy. What is the goal? Happiness. But the poor people, they don't know the happiness cannot come from this. Happiness, completely different thing. But they think that this is the happiness. So they are lower truth to higher truth. When they say that God is only here and only in this form and only in this name, they become narrow-minded, sectarian. Okay, for them it is okay. They are creating problem for others, that is another thing. Otherwise, suppose I think this is my God, this is my religion, I am very happy with it, a sectarian mentality, don't like to listen to others. Okay, you grow in that, grow in the well. There is a well and you are growing up into that and you are thinking whatever the water is there, that is the biggest water body in the world. No problem for you. But when he creates problem for others, that is the problem. Swami Vivekananda, that's why he says, we are traveling from lower truth to higher truth. This Sri Ramakrishna mentioned, now I see I and the mother have become one. For the fear of the sister-in-law, Radha became. Now friends, there is not much time. only that mention Rakhal, that Swami Brahmananda, in a low voice, he told other devotees, devotee means Master Moshe. Master Moshe is a pseudo name and he wanted to hide, so sometimes he used the word devotee. He used the word aim. He used the word master, like that. So he, the devotee, the master Rakhal is mentioning, he is referring to God's incarnation as Gauranga. Gauranga means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They believe that Lord wanted to taste his own love for himself. And the loving God and not caring for anything else is so intense. So God wanted to taste that. How it is? So Radha, now Radha is separate. So it is not possible in that way. The Radha is thinking as a beloved, but my ideal, I am you, I am he. So that way how it is? So God himself became Gauranga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Krishna became his own. So Krishna as Gauranga enjoyed the love of Krishna. For God everything is possible. So they say, otherwise Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's love, it is unthinkable. As a human cannot have that. Love for God. He forgot everything. And when he saw the ocean and the blue color of the ocean, will you believe he started going into the ocean so many times. The moment he saw the blue color, he used to go into that. And there are people, and the fishermen, they knew this person will come, so they used to go and save him. And some people, they say maybe by that way he lost his life. But Gauranga Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was complete, full of love, as if the Krishna himself wanted to taste how a person enjoy the love for God. So Gauranga became. Thank you, friends. We will now, tomorrow I am going to India, as some of the commitments are there. So I will go to Bombay for 3 days, Delhi for 3 days. Delhi means Delhi Ashrama 1 day, and the Gurgaon Ashrama is a new center. There are the 2-3 days. Then we will go to the Bangalore, the Satya Sai Baba's ashram. They are organizing the 100 years of the Satya Sai Baba in a grand way. Invited all the spiritual leaders of the world. So there I will go and attend 2-3 days. From there I will go to Belur Math and to Kolkata. In Kolkata, again, another business house is there called Peerless. So this Peerless is also celebrating 100 years. So I will attend that program. And from there we will go to London. A group of devotees in London, so they are organizing a retreat over there, and London Ashrama also retreat. So attending these two, I will come back on the 1st December. So classes will be suspended for this. Thank you. Is there any question?
Yes, ma'am. Vidyut Majumdar is asking, one day I was watching TV. Then watching TV, I fell asleep. Then I saw you in my dream. You are coming towards me. What does it mean?
I perhaps wanted to help you to save your electricity. because the TV is going on and you are sleeping. So this is nothing. Thank you.
YouTube user SM is asking, is it wrong to say that Thakur and Ma are not only a god, but they are like my father, mother? Can I also call Swamiji as my ideal, as my hero? Is it looking at the wrong way like this?
Oh, no. You are correct. So instead of thinking that they are only God, and the moment we think about God, they become far away. So we can't go close to. But if you think there's a father and mother, you can fight with them, you can talk to them, you can open up. That is very good. And of course, Swamiji is the hero. Swamiji is always the guide, Swamiji is always the hero. You are in the right path. Pray to them like that way.
Samir Kumar Dey is asking, how do I control my mind during meditation? I get disturbed on various family problems that come to me during concentration.
So, you know that this is practice, practice, and practice. This is not only your problem, almost it's a common problem for all those who are trying to concentrate their mind. So, this is mind's nature is like that. So, what you can do in the short way, just suppose you tell mind, at least this coming 1 minute, I will see a flower that is opening up within my heart, and the color of the flower should be red, and the center of the flower should be like a carpet where the God will come and sit. Just imaginary, you just try to create a flower within your heart, and the petals will be like this. If you engage your mind in some work, mind loves work, engagement, it will be, but you will forget the outside thing. By that way, you are withdrawing the mind. And sometimes what you can do, you just take the breath and imagine that oxygen right from the brain slowly coming down from the neck and the shoulder and the hand, whole body, the tip of your finger and the toe, up to that a flow of light is going. You will withdraw the mind from the outside world and bring the mind within your body. Try in this way, that slowly the mind will be within your body. But then, whatever the way your guru has taught, you can apply that. Thank you. Thank you, friends. So, then let us chant this pranam mantra and we conclude. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam Bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namama. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.